Alrighty. Friday, end of the day. See how much wind there is today. Alrighty. I did not expect the cold start to be that loud. That was a little bit louder than I expected, so I kind of feel bad for anyone that was around. Whoopsie. My bad. Alrighty though, finished off a good week of work. It's always a good week, you know. It's always a good week when you get to... Is that a Rolls Royce? Alright, well. It's always a good week when you get to end it with a drive in an M car, so... Not complaining about that. This is the first real test of this format of you know, POV driving video, so we're gonna see how that turns out. But yeah, we got a busy weekend planned. Tomorrow morning first we got, oh wait, oh man, I mean this car with the colors outside, it's just different driving it now versus you know, during the other times of the year. But just a nice day. I think it's 68 degrees or something, 66, whoops. It's just warm enough for no jacket, which is awesome. I'm surprised my paddles are working today. I knew about the problem with the paddles before I had purchased it. Essentially what's happening is occasionally they'll work fine, like they are right now, and then on the same drive the upshift paddle will work just fine, but the downshift paddle will it'll want to upshift for some reason. And then also sometimes neither paddle will work at all. And at first I thought that it could have been the paddles, but found out that the original stock paddles actually had the same issue. So that tells me that it's something with the car. And upon some research, looks like it's probably the clock spring. So, gonna have it officially diagnosed, of course, but looks like that's kind of what we're looking at for the problem. So, and of course that clock spring is not cheap, which, I mean, given the badge here, nothing's ever cheap. So that should be interesting, see what's going on there. But man, I mean, this car, it's definitely, this, I have to say, this car is definitely my favorite thing that I've ever purchased. It is just, there's nothing like it. I bought the car about a year ago, almost, October 27th, so 10 days we'll have owned this car for 1 year, which is unreal. I mean, I'm 25 years old, you know, it's truly a dream come true. I mean, if I went back and told myself at, you know, at 20, you know, when I was 16, like, hey, you're gonna have 10 years, you know, you're gonna have an M car, I've been like, what are you talking about? There's no way. But of course, here we are. And it's truly been a once-in-a-lifetime experience to own this thing. The people I've met, the experiences that I've got to participate in have just been next to nothing. They're just awesome. And yeah, it's just been, it's exceeded my expectations, we'll say that. It's just been, gosh, that deep, man, You know, she's a fun car, but man, she is jerky, and it's always fun. Let's see what we can do here. Wow, they're still working. I'm impressed. It is a windy day today, and I do not know how well this microphone does in the wind. So we're just gonna be a little careful. Let's not break the law too much. But yeah, it's almost been a year, which is crazy, and it's really cool to have October be the month that I was able to. What are you doing, sir? Be the month that I bought it. I'm a very festive person. I love, you know, celebrating all the holidays, and so it's cool to decorate this thing for Halloween. I'm sure when I first unlocked the car, you could see that the headlights were orange and white, so they were different colors. And then, of course, I got these two little guys, and then I've got the spider web all over the roll cage. And then on the roof, I've got some pumpkin stickers, so really leaning into the whole festivities. I do have plans for winter, because I was finally able to get some winter wheels and tires. Nothing crazy, but just kind of something to have, so that I could drive this thing all year. It definitely won't be the daily, but it's definitely, I think it's gonna be really fun to kind of be able to slide it around a little bit. Nothing too crazy, not hurt the car or anything, but it'll be fun. I got a good deal on some actual winter tires too, not all seasons, because rear wheel drive, I want to take it seriously, so we did strictly winter tires, not all seasons. That was priority number one. So I do love how this thing just will roll back. What is that? Come on, give me a thumbs up, brother. Is that a 3 or 4? That is an M4. Hey, look at that. Well, now I gotta give him something when I drive by. Am I the only one? I have to have my window right there in the corner. It's got to line up. I don't have to have them equal, but they have to be somewhere specific. Oh, was that red? Oh man. You know, I know that these cars can definitely be a little raspy in their sound, for sure. But I think that I definitely think this car has a great setup. I will admit that I did buy this car essentially as is. So it's a super cool story on. Hello. Sorry. It's a super cool story on how I got this car, though. So essentially, back in 2021, I believe. I think it was April. I don't remember the exact date, but back in April of 2021, I was up in North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, where there's nothing but wind, and I happened to stumble across this random car meet that was going on up there, and at the tippy top of the parking ramp was this car. And I was talking to a photographer that I had just met there, and I was like, I gotta know who owns this. I gotta find out who owns the M4. And he's like, oh, I know who owns it. I'm like, oh, really? So we're walking around, and I said again, I was like, man, I really gotta find out who owns that car. And he looks at me and says, well, that's who owns it. And, you know, standing, 10 feet away from me is what I thought was maybe a 17 or 18-year-old kid, and he turns around. I'm like, you own the car? He's like, yeah. nicest kid I've ever met. I say kid because he's younger than me, but nicest guy I ever met. And then over the course of the next 4 years, I shot the car for him, doing a mix of video and photo. And then I had told him probably for a year at least before I actually ended up buying it, I told him, I said, when you want to get rid of that car, I want it. And of course, October rolled around last year and he said, hey, I'm thinking about getting rid of it and moving on to something else. And we came up with a number and made a plan, and the rest is kind of history. It's kind of surreal to own the car that you've been around for that long. You know, I was telling myself, you know, I spent a little bit more than I had originally anticipated, but I knew that if I didn't buy this car and I bought a different M4, that every morning when I walked outside, I'd be happy, don't get me wrong, but every day I would look at the car and go, you know what, it's not that one. You know, I would always wish that I had purchased this one instead. And so I came up with a budget and I figured out, okay, how am I going to afford this thing? And here we are. Which, looking back, it's kind of crazy that it happened the way that it did, but I think it's a really cool story behind the car. I think that most people probably found something on Auto Trader or something and decided to go with that one. But being a car photographer, I have pictures of this thing back when it's gone through 3 sets of wheels and a couple other modifications, and I have pictures of it all along the way. So it's, while I bought it a year ago, I have pictures of it from April of 2021. And so it's kind of, I don't know too many people that can say that about their vehicle, which is crazy. What is that? What is in line at Starbucks? Something's over there. I can't tell if is that an 8 Series? I can't tell. This green Subaru is blocking me. No way, is that an M8? I'd buy an M8 if I had a little bit more money. The 8 Series, I think that the F82 and F80 are the prettiest BMWs made ever. But man, those new M8s, that'd be a nice addition to the garage for sure. But yeah, I think we got the last like real car meet of the season tomorrow. Got the last real meet, I think, tomorrow, so gotta attend. Haven't been to one in a couple weeks because I was shooting a wedding last weekend, and the weekend prior, I don't know what I was doing, but I love these magnetic paddles. I definitely don't want to get rid of them. So if I can figure out what's causing my steering wheel to act up from time to time, I'm excited. It's just, it sounds good. And the nice thing is it doesn't have to be that loud. I can, barely click it and make it a lot quieter, or I can really have it be loud, but beautiful weather. Beautiful. Fall is definitely my favorite season, I think. I do love winter just because I love I love snow activities and Christmas and all that. But fall, I mean, yeah. The weather of fall is just great. Mainly because then in my photos I don't have to try and fake fall colors. They're just here. And this road, now that I think about it, would be perfect for rollers. I gotta remember that. So, it's not a bad drive home too from work. I'm glad that I moved over to this area. And these are back roads too. I can technically take the highway. It's just sometimes there's a little bit of traffic, so it's honestly more enjoyable on the back roads. Even though it does add a couple minutes, it's not crazy bad. So. I will say, when I go through neighborhoods though, the valves, being able to set it to M1 and just close the valves, it is very nice, and not having to disturb everybody. And if it wasn't for the suspension, it would drive like probably a normal 4 Series, but this car is much more dailyable than I thought. I was expecting it to not be quite as dailyable. Oh, I hope I catch some of these leaves in the grill. Nothing better than a front grill filled with fall colors. Is that potholes? I can't tell. Oh man, the colors today are just beautiful. Got a plan to do some powder coating this winter, so getting some samples and stuff just so I can figure out exactly what I like. They're not doing a full turn, right? No, you're not. Are you gonna go? Nope, you're gonna let me go. Thank you. Oh man. It's so interesting driving this versus driving like my daily. The daily, it's still a Beamer, but the suspension, it's an SUV, so it's just not as tight as this car. There's so much body roll, which is just, it's still fun, but driving that thing and then coming back in this, it's a different experience for sure. I'll say this road right here, if it just had a little bit larger of a shoulder, it'd be the perfect photo location. Just because there's home, and right over here there's just a wide open swamp. I don't know what that is, but the sun sets right over there, and so being able to park on this road would be awesome. I just don't want to be that person that parks on the road and chooses to block it so that people got to go around, because the last thing I need is a ticket. I haven't gotten a ticket in this car yet. Have gotten pulled over, but only once for speeding. Only once. Man, you know, I really do love those X7s, but the headlights, there you go. So that, the split headlight of that car, this is the headlight that I really enjoy. I think if they would have kept those headlights on the new X7s, I think the X7's a beautiful vehicle, but I just think that it needs the split headlight. I just don't know how I feel about it. I just do not know. There's always a dip here, and it bothers me. Ugh. Oh, nice. What is that? Okay. And home sweet home. Here we are. It's always nice coming home to a place that you enjoy seeing. It's a pretty place. It's a nice layout as well. And speak of the daily, there she is. There she is. There she is. Alrighty. That's the drive home from work. See you guys next time.